Today, companies across different verticals have access to vast amounts of data. Yet, this vast array of data is as complex as it is valuable. It's derived from various sources, represented in different formats, and travel at varying speeds. Any delays in acting on this data can result in perishable insights, seriously impacting decision making, often at great cost to the organization. To help companies overcome the data ingestion challenge, DataTorrent has built application templates for some of the most commonly used data sources and data sinks. These application templates allow developers to ingest data from broad spectrum of data sources including Kafka, HDFS, S3, and write it to popular data sinks such as HDFS, Kafka, and Cassandra. Easy to use, fault tolerant, these pre-built application templates enable enterprises to build and enhance applications faster to accelerate time to market and build applications without the need for specialized coding skills and lower the cost of operational support. In this video, we will look at Kafka to database app template. So we already looked at how to import, configure and launch this app template in the basic video. Now in this video we are going to look at how to customize this app template. So the starting point is AppHub tab, and then we will move to Kafka to database sync app page. We can see the GitHub URL for the source. It's hosted under DataTorrent/app template repository on GitHub. As you can see, this repository is licensed under Apache 2.0 license. So you are free to fork this repository, clone this repository, do any changes that you want, redistribute it, and so on. For cloning this repository, you can refer to this URL. This repository hosts source code for all the app templates available on AppHub. For now, we will look at Kafka to database sync app template. So on my machine, I have already cloned this repository. If you want to have a look at the steps to clone the repository, you can go through the walkthrough document for this app template. It gives the detailed steps to clone this repository. So I have app templates repository cloned in this particular directory. Let's move to Kafka to database sync directory. We can see some files in this. These are the source files. This is the Maven project. You can import it in any of your favorite IDE. I will choose to use Eclipse. So I have this package already imported in Eclipse. Let's walk through the source code. So at the top level we have src main Java and src test Java, src main resources and test resources. So under main Java we have this file called application.java. This file is the backbone of this app template. So if you understand this file, 80% of the understanding lies in this particular file. So application implements streaming application interface which is provided by Apache Apex. So for writing your applications, we need to implement this interface, and which means we need to provide an implementation for the populate tag method. So in the populate tag, we get an object for the tag type or directed acyclic graph, and we need to add operators which are relevant for our application and connect those operators using streams. So there is an API called tag.addOperator, which is used for adding operators to the tag, and an API called tag.addStream, which is used for connecting the operators with the streams. So to start with, we have Kafka input operator. So on Kafka, we will have messages something of this sort. So some strings separated by the field separator, which is pipe character in our case, and the next operator is CSV parser or delimited parser. It will convert those strings into Java object based on the field separator which is configured. So in our case, we will configure it to use the pipe character as the field separator. And then we have a JDBC POJO insert output operator, which will insert the Java objects into database over the JDBC. So basically the pipeline consists of these three operators. For JDBC output operator, we also need something called as store. So we are initializing the JDBC insert output operator with the store, and then we need to add something called as field info. So field info is nothing but the mapping from database columns to the fields in the Java object. So our Java object looks like this, which has three fields: account number, name, and amount. Whereas for database, looks like this, where we have account underscore no, name, and amount. So in this field info, we are specifying mapping from database column to the field name in Java object, and then we are specifying the type for that particular field. Next we have streams connecting those operators. So right now we have two streams. One is connecting from Kafka input operator to CSV parser, and the other stream, which is carrying POJO or Java objects, is connecting from CSV parser to JDBC output operator. Next two lines are for specifying the partitioning scheme. Here we are saying that the partition should be in parallel with respect to this particular port. So for example, CSV parser input port should have parallel partitioning with respect to upstream operator, which means that every physical instance of the upstream operator, or for every partition of the upstream operator, I should have one physical instance or one partition of the downstream operator. Same is the case for JDBC output operator. Next we have some commented code block. We'll come to this later, but mainly it discusses about the instructions to customize this application. Next file is POJO event.java, which is the plain old Java object which we are considering for this example. So this Java object is actually meant just for illustration. So if we look at our Kafka messages, it has three fields separated by pipe, which is account number, name and amount. But if you have any custom messages in your application, you can define Java objects for those messages accordingly. Next important file is properties.xml. This defines mandatory properties for the app template which are dependent on the end user environment. So mainly for Kafka input operator, we will need something called as clusters, which is a comma separated list of brokers, and then topics, which is a comma separated list of things where we need to give topics to read from, and then initial offset, which can be earliest or latest, which corresponds to so earliest corresponds to from beginning in Kafka. Next we have JDBC output properties. So for JDBC output we need to give database driver. So in our case we are saying use PostgreSQL, and database URL, which is the connection string for JDBC, and username and password for Postgres, and finally the table name on which we want to write the data. So please note that in the driver we are specifying Postgres because this app templates packages the Postgres driver by default. If you want to try out this application on MySQL, you can get the MySQL drivers on your machine and put them in the class path, and then use MySQL driver instead of Postgres. Properties test.xml is similar to properties.xml, but it is used for the application test, and it has few other additional properties which are required for executing the test. Next we have application test.java, which is basically running the application in local mode, which is used for writing application tests and for debugging. So local mode will basically run all the operators in the single container and allocating separate threads for each operator. Next important files are configuration files. So we have cluster memory configuration. This configuration is suitable for medium to large size Hadoop clusters, and we try to give default values based on the app template. So these values are not dependent on the end user environment, but rather dependent on the application. So the first property is schema for the parser. So since we have three fields in the incoming messages, we specify list of three fields. We give the data types for those fields and names for those fields, and then we specify what is the separator, field separator for the string. Next important property is tuple class, which is actually an attribute over the port for this particular operator. And if you observe, this tuple class attribute is required for all the operators which works on the Java object or Pojo. So for CSV parser, we are saying that the output port of CSV parser will emit tuples of this type. Similarly, the input port of JDBC output operator will emit tuples of this type. And then we have two more properties for the transform operator, which we will come to that later. Next we have a sandbox memory configuration, which is suitable for single node Hadoop clusters or Data Torrent RTS Sandbox Edition. So let's try to run this application test. All the tests have passed, that means everything is good. Now let's try to customize this application. So we will introduce one transform operator in between. So our current pipeline is Kafka input to CSV parser to JDBC output. Now we will add transform operator in between. So for that we will use these 4 lines. So in the transform operator we are saying that we want to transform incoming object in such a way that the name field from the incoming object should get converted to the uppercase. And that is the reason why we have this expression map, in which we specify the expressions for the fields in the incoming object, and here is my expression for the name field. Now after adding this operator, we need to break the stream connecting CSV parser to JDBC output. So we will remove this line and instead add 2 streams, one connecting CSV parser to transform and transform to JDBC output. Again, we need to give the partitioning scheme for the additional stream. So we are specifying that the transform input should have parallel partition with respect to upstream operator. So let's copy these 3 lines. I will comment out this line and add these 3 lines. That's about it. So let's try to run it. Application tests have passed, which means the changes looks good. And let's try to run this application on the cluster. So before that we need to compile this package. For that I will use the maven command mvn clean install. Now it is compiling the Java sources and creating the application package file, which is .apa file. So it gets created under the target directory with the app package name, then version .apa. So we'll upload this file on Data Torrent UI console. Let's go to develop tab. So we have some instance of Kafka to database sync app, which was imported from the app hub will delete that instance. We can safely delete that because if required we can always import it back from the app hub. Let's upload the new app package which we created just now, which is customized version of Kafka to database sync app template. Let's click on upload to upload this app package. Upload might take some time. So after that app package is imported, we'll get a notification saying the app package upload has been successfully done. If we click on the link in the notification, we will navigate to the app package details page, which shows short description about the app package and last modified time as earlier. Again, we can click on the launch button to launch the application. Steps to launch the application are exactly same as specified in the basic video. So we will select the use saved configuration, cluster memory configuration. From specify custom properties, we will click on the add default properties button, and in the properties button, properties editor, we need to give values depending on the end user environment. So I will be using values which are suitable for my environment. So I will be using Node 35 as a destination for JDBC, and to read data from Kafka I will be using three nodes, and my topic is transactions. Let's launch this application by clicking on launch button. Now we can see the notification saying the app has been successfully launched. If we click on the application ID in the notification, we will go to the details page for this app instance. And the application is now in running state. We can see the tuples getting processed. If we look at the DAG, the earlier DAG was Kafka input to CSV parser to JDBC output, and now we have this additional transform operator which is added in the pipeline. We can see the total number of emitted record, process record, and so on. If we navigate to the physical tab, we see the actual physical instances of the operator, and we can click on the container link to look at the logs. So if you get some exceptions, you can look at these logs for debugging. And yeah, so basically we customized this application to add this one more operator which is transform, and went through the process of how to compile, how to upload, how to launch, and so on. But if you want to try out something else, you can take some any operators of your choice from Mallah library which are compatible with the ports. Of course, for example, if CSP parser is emitting POJO, then you should have some operator which is taking POJO as input into this pipeline. Or you can build your own operators and plug them into app templates. So that's about it. I hope you like this video. Thank you. So please visit App Hub page from your RTS installation and import application of your choice and try it out today. Goodbye.